It's like you're fighting, and it's fight. I'm exhausted. I'm physically and mentally exhausted, and I need people to stand beside you and say, we are here with you too. We'll fight alongside you.
Lorraine, can you tell us a little bit about what's happening with you now?
So as of this Saturday, myself and my daughters don't know where we're going to lay our head that night. We have nowhere to go. We've been in this rented property for the last 13 years, and the landlord needs it back for a family member, which is perfectly reasonable. The landlord has been fantastic, giving us extra, more than legally needs to give, and gave us extra time. But we need to be out this Saturday, and we've nowhere to go.
And what are the major difficulties you've encountered in trying to find a place to go?
Well, I've tried with HAP, but we are entitled to €1,912, and there's nowhere available for that amount. And then to top up as well, I could do, but you're only allowed to do it within a certain amount, a percentage. And then I've applied for properties and just heard nothing back, and I'm trying to stay in the area for my daughters as well, who they go to school in the area, and I work in the area. My parents are here, my community, I've grown up here, so I have my supports network here too, which is what you need when you have a child with special needs, and a disability like Rose has.
Can you tell us a little bit about Rose's special needs?
So Rose has been diagnosed with autism, dyspraxia and hypermobility. So she has other medical issues that she sees other consultants for too, but they're the main ones we have got diagnosed. So with Rose's hypermobility, she does be in pain a lot when she walks. Her ankles, especially her left-hand side, would swell an awful lot. So she can't walk too far. So she's limited mobility outside the home. Inside the house, she can potter about okay, because she can sit down and rest, and she can move. So it's not too bad for her. But she wouldn't be able to walk long distances or too much without being in pain.
And I understand her and her sister have just started secondary school.
They started this week, and it's supposed to be a magical time and a new chapter. And they're starting this week, and then on Saturday they don't know where they're going to be. I don't know how I'm going to get them to school, or if I can, or anything else so it's very stressful for them as well.
I understand you've been assured by Dublin City Council that they will provide homeless accommodation. Is that the case?
Well, I've been in touch with them. They told me not to worry. It's very hard not to worry. Nobody's been in touch other than me getting in contact with them. My name is on a board in Dublin City Council at the moment. That's what I know.
What does that mean?
I don't know other than that they're going to, I'm on a board of probably other people as well that they have to find emergency accommodation for.
What position are you in on the housing list now?
So we're band 1 medical priority number 13. So I've been number 17, 14, 13, 13 is the lowest we've ever been. But we seem to fluctuate, up and down that way. But that's the number we're at the moment. And I've just been told when I get in touch, there's 12 people in front of you on the list, and there's no current offers, and we'll be in touch with you when we have something for you, and that's it.
And how soon after you learned that the landlord wanted the property back did you inform Dublin County Council of your...
I was on straight away. I got contact with local TDs, and they told me what I needed to do. I have a social worker in Dublin City Council. I contacted the social work department. As I said, with Rose, we were going through her assessment of needs. I needed to get that signed off by the HSC before we could apply for medical priority for her. So that was actually, I had to put a complaint in, the complaint process, then we had to get a solicitor who took them to the circuit court. So we didn't have that information until January this year. So there was a process before we could even apply, and then we applied for medical priority. I'm very lucky that we got it, but we got it for Rose.
And you said that you contacted a number of your local representatives, and you contacted Councillor Gavin Pepper, who's not in this area, but what has he done for you?
It's been amazing. I emailed Gavin yesterday, and I told him our story, and I said, is there anything you can do for us? Is there anything else I can be doing? I don't know what else to do. And he rang me, he emailed me, asked me for my number, and said, I'll be with you at 8 o'clock this evening. He was, and he did a video and to highlight it, and told me not to worry, that he's going to stand with me. And out of everything else, that's what I need. It's like you're fighting, and it's fight. I'm exhausted. I'm physically and mentally exhausted, and I need people to stand beside you and say, we are here with you too. We'll fight alongside you, because it feels like a fight. It doesn't feel that, I'm fighting for my children. I'm fighting for myself. We just want a home. You know, I don't think it's much to ask for. It's just to have that security and that we can, you know, wake up in the morning and know that we're going back there, you know, we can stay there. This living in limbo as well, the landlord has been fantastic, as said, but living in limbo, I've had 3 now dates that I have to be out. This is the last one, you know, and not knowing what the future holds or where I can go. It's just very scary.
You said you're well connected in this community. Can you tell me a little bit about that, like your work and everything?
Yeah, I work in Bowman Parish, and which I adore. I love working within the community, and I have brought back the Christmas fair that was it happened when I was younger. So I grew up in this area too, and we used to have a Christmas fair. And I started in the local church, and I just said, hey, could I organise this? And thinking it'd be something small, it grew legs as it did, but it's become a ritual. This is the 3rd year now we're doing it, and I'm trying to organise that too. And we had a meeting recently, and I was making a meeting for our next one, and then it just dawned on me going, oh, I mightn't be able to be here for the next meeting. You know, I mightn't be able to be, you know, take charge, and not that we have loads of volunteers, but run it, like, you know, because I don't know where I'm going to be. But I brought in we did it this year, an Easter craft fair in the local pastoral centre, so I help with the communions and confirmations in the church as well. I'm involved in the local school too, so like this is my community, this is my home, this is all my girls have ever known as well, like, you know, and my parents are around the corner, and which I need, especially with a child with additional needs. Like if I've got appointments, my other daughter can go there early in the morning. You know, I'm not leaving her in the house by herself. She's got my parents there. My neighbours are fantastic. I've got great neighbours here who've helped me. If I need to be brought to the doctor, I can call across the road or down, you know, and they bring me up at Rose, or appointments, they've dropped me up to hospital. You know, I've got a support network, which is very, very important for a single mum with a child, with 2 young children, but especially one with additional needs.
I suppose people will wonder, can you live with your parents while you sort yourself out, or?
No, unfortunately, like my brother still lives at home, so there's no room for us in the house, so it's not an option. Like there's 3 of us, and there's no room in my family home. Like, you know, if that was an option, then that's where I would go, but unfortunately it's not. Like, as I said, my mum and dad are there, and my brother lives there too.
And what is it like? I mean, it seems like a pretty stressful situation. As you said, you feel like you're in limbo. What is it like? It's been going on for over a year now.
Yeah, I find I have good and bad days. Some days I just sit and cry. Some days I feel proactive and I have to do something. Some days I just sit in this spot, in this couch, and just sit here and just look. I'd stare into space. I can't, you can't make any plans. I can't do anything. I'm devastated. Like, you know, as a mother, as your role, you're supposed to protect your children and provide for them. And I can't, you know, and they're getting upset, and I feel guilty. I feel really guilty that I can't do anything for them.
And when you were looking for houses, what were some of the costs you were coming up against, like some of the monthly rental costs?
There's a house in Kilmore, I think it's 3-bedroom, it was 3,400. We've seen houses in Whitehall for 8,500. And they're houses like with front rooms to bedrooms, you know, and everything else. There hasn't been any there's been a few that I could apply for, which I did, but the majority of them are over 2.5 grand and upwards. Like, you know, there hasn't been anything that before I moved in here, and I know it was 13 years ago, the rents were like 1,000, 1,200. You know, now you wouldn't get anything for that. So I've emailed all the local TDs. I emailed sitting ministers. I've been on to local councillors too. I've been through everybody. I don't think there's a person in the area that doesn't know my story. And people have come and offered to help, but they've sent emails. But there doesn't seem to be anything more they can do for you other than send an email and keep on pressing, you know, and keep on sending emails. There's nobody out there that, only Gavin Pepper, who has led to this interview today. Nothing else has really happened, and it's, as I said, I've been in touch with TDs a long time now, since early last year, and especially this year, the last few months, and I've been emailing Darndale allocations and Kilbarrack allocations as well. So, have
you been in touch with some of the bigger homeless charities too?
I've been in touch with Focus Ireland. I did work with them, and Threshold. I did get an email. I got in touch with Crosscare as well. People are saying, what they say to you is, the line is choice-based lettings. Apply for choice-based lettings. None of them are suitable. And I do look, it's not that I'm, not looking and I want this and I want that. I don't. I've looked at them. None of them are in areas that would be suitable for me and my children. As I said, Rose has appointments in Temple Street. She has appointments in the CRC. And she has appointments in Kappa. So I don't drive. I need access to the 16 and the 104 bus route. So I need to be in that area so that I can still get her to where she needs to go and to her school as well.
What are you expecting to happen this Saturday?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know where we're going. I honestly at loss, like as I said, from this, as we speak now, I don't know where we're laying our heads on Saturday night. I don't know where we're going to end up and what's going to happen to us, which is absolutely terrifying. It's really, really scary. And for the children, for my girls as well, it's not right. They just want a home. That's all they want, and somewhere they can go to school and come home from and have their friends around, and just start building a life for us, a secure life for us. That's all we want.